Rawlicious souls, welcome back to my channel. I've got the amazing Danny Sheppard all the way from England.
Yes.
Come first time ever to Phuket, Thailand. So it's his first time and I'm really excited to be interviewing because your story, your journey is actually really fascinating. I will let you share a bit more, but just to give you some insights, I didn't know Danny actually until today. I didn't meet last night till today. And I knew a little bit about him from my friend Sid, but didn't know to the extent. I knew you were famous, celebrity.
Not famous, not celebrity.
You are.
It's
You're
all
so
that.
humble. But the best thing is that you are vegan, really passionate about veganism and sharing it, and was part of quite a few productions in helping getting that vegan message out and showing people the truth, the atrocities that happen to these animals. But I'll let you share more of what led you up to that point, because it's interesting to see how people go into the veganism. Because some people are curious, like, was it health? Was it ethical reasons? And you even shared before that you were a big guy, big meat eater, always on your plate. And I think it's a British thing as well. It was always in my meals.
I think it's a Western thing. Just,
Western.
It's a Western culture.
Yeah.
It's Western culture, and it's gone crazy. And my journey started. I mean, let's get one thing straight. I mean, at the moment we struggle with veganism now. A lot of people assume it's a diet, and a lot of people assume it's an environmental thing. It's not. It's about oppression to animals. It's about stopping oppression, using animals as objects, as things. We call them it, instead of he, she, they, them, whatever. So that's the message we're trying to get. But unfortunately, we've got to be pragmatic about how we do that, because I went vegan for health. What I thought was veganism. I thought veganism was a diet. Okay? So if that was the wrong thing, then so be it. But look what turned out of me going into something that I thought was a diet initially. So I don't think it's a big deal. And I've done videos on my channel, Grumpy Vegan Grandad, by the way, if you want to subscribe, about this. I've had a rant about it, that I don't care why somebody goes vegan. I don't care why somebody goes vegan initially, whether they do it for the environment, whether they do it for the health. As soon as they start Googling vegan, they will come across videos and exposés and the truth out there. So then they will become ethical vegans. Yeah. But we need to get people on this ethical journey any way we can.
That's what makes it stick, I feel.
Yeah,
Once
of course.
you really know the truth.
Yeah.
I don't think...
No, exactly. But you're never ever going to look at that truth
until you see it.
Until you expose yourself to it. And you're not going to expose yourself to it unless you're curious. You're not going to get curious unless you start thinking, oh, what's this vegan diet all about? Oh, what's this environmental thing linked with veganism and plant-based diets? And so now I've changed my tack now, and I don't think firing people about the ethical side of veganism is the priority straight away. I think however they come into veganism, because there's a lot of bitchy backbiting on Facebook when people say, yeah, I've gone vegan for health, and they get hammered with these texts off people. I know it's right what these people are saying to them, but it doesn't help. Let's get them in there. The worst kind of activism is where you talk to someone about veganism and they ignore you and walk away, and you never see them again. Whereas get them interested in something, some branch, and you've got them, and then you can work on that. Which leads to why I went vegan. I went on a vegan diet because I had my son late in life. I've got 2 stepkids, and me and Christine, who's here with me, we had our son Tyler when I was 33, and I don't know what it was. He got to about 10 years old, and I was thinking, when he's in his mid-20s, I'm going to be in my 60s. And I'm 56 now, and like 5 years ago, I was just like late 40s, and I thought, I don't want to be a burden on my son when he's in the prime of his life. So I saw this film about juicing, about this guy who lost a load of weight juicing. That's the film that set me off. Yeah. And I thought, wow, I'll take a look at that. So then I started juicing fruits and vegetables. And then I started looking at what different vegetables did. I found out that cucumbers, a slice of cucumber, stick it on the roof of your mouth, it clears your breath. I found out that cucumbers are great for hangovers and rehydration. And then I found out parsley has amazing properties. And I found out all these. I found out that beetroot is amazing for the gym because it promotes your activeness in the gym. It gives you more, what's it called?
We're saying it, well, all of it, to be honest, this is, sometimes we can get fixated on individual what fruits do, but ultimately they hydrate the cells at an intracellular level.
Right.
As a detox specialist, when you start to learn about how actually it's overall what they offer, the whole structured water is what we need. We actually don't need water, it's the fruits we need. And they have everything that we need in them, all the vitamins, minerals, and overall just eat in an abundance of fruit.
See, this is the thing, you've got the science there for me to sort of tap into, but I've also got the anecdotal sort of evidence that I've got is I feel great when I have this.
Exactly.
I feel great when I have that. This gives me this sort of thing.
Because it's full of water, it's full of life. When it's
full of nutrients, nitrates, you know, all sorts. So, because I've realised now that you only eat, because the food you eat is just a vehicle for the nutrients to get into your body. So, you can actually just drink liquids as long as you're getting the nutrients that your body needs. Obviously, you need calories. You need at least 2,000-3,000 calories a day if you're a man, and whatever. You need those calories. But you could get that just from juices or whatever you wanted. But and I started feeling really good when I started having these juices. I had lots of carrot juices.
Brilliant.
And my skin started going brown. I looked like you.
Really?
Yeah, because my skin started. My skin coloured, but it wasn't orange coloured. I didn't look like I'd had one of those sort of, one of those horrible makeup jobs where you look orange. But
did you know, like, a lot of the fruit to represent certain parts of the body as well? You know, when they cut them open, have you seen about the I can't remember the name of what it comes under, but like the walnut represents the brain. It looks like a brain, so it's good for brain, the magnesium for the brain. And carrots for the eyes. We've always known carrots.
That old wives' tale.
When you cut open a carrot, it's the iris.
Right.
It shows you the eyes.
Wow.
It's fascinating. You start to look into it.
Because that's funny. You should mention carrots. Well, I mentioned carrots in first, but when you talk about carrots, that old wife saying, eat your carrots and you'll be able to see in the dark. It's actually true, because it does make your eyes more sensitive and better at the job that they do. So that's what I did. I started juicing. Amazing. And then I started looking at, then I read a book called Meat is for Pussies. And it's by a punk rocker from I've forgotten what band it is in America now. He's called John Joseph. And he was in a 70s punk band, and they were really sort of thingy. But he's written this book, Meat is for Pussies, and it appealed to me, this macho man. You know, this guy who's eaten meat all his life. Meat is good, you know, caveman and all this bullshit. And it appealed to me because it was like, meat is for pussies. It weren't. And in the book he tells you, this isn't about tree-hugging hippies and all this. This is about my journey. And he was about 8 years older at the time of writing the book than I was at the time that I read the book. And he was doing Ironman triathlons. And he was taught. So I started reading that. So then I started thinking about going vegan, like full-time. And then I started doing it a bit more. Oh, there's a lizard there. Sorry, ADHD. I started having a bit more, and then one day I thought, right, I'm going to do this weekend without any meat, or totally vegan. So I did the full weekend, and I've never touched meat since. No, I didn't die. I didn't lose my soul. I'm still here. But from that point onwards, and this is what I mean about it doesn't matter how people get on that journey. I started then Googling vegan recipes. As soon as you put any word vegan into any search bar, then you get access to Dominion, to Land of Hope and Glory. These are all expose films about the British and Australian farming industry. And it was like, that's when I got onto the ethics. You can't avoid it. You'll always go down that path. It doesn't matter where you start on these roads, you will eventually get to the ethics. Now, there are people who are going to try veganuary. Which, if you don't know what veganuary is, it's something that happens in the UK. I don't know whether it happens in the US at the moment, where people try veganism for a month. You know, there's dry February, whatever it is, dry October, where people don't drink for a month.
But this is January.
So veganuary. So people might try plant-based for a month and then they go back to meat or whatever, but they've tried it and they may go back to it. But again, this is how it is. We need to sort of focus on getting people to stop doing one of the biggest harms to the animals, which is eating them
Yeah.
to start with, you know. Sod all this plastic straws in the ocean, you know. People go on, oh, I'm not buying plastic straws for the ocean. Well, it's killing all the fish. Well, stop fucking eating them then.
Eating the fish, I know.
I hope you don't have to bleep this. I hope.
No, but it's true. With there's a lot of
Yeah, if you don't want to kill fish, don't eat them. That tends to kill them, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's the sort of journey I took.
Yeah.
And then I started. Once I'd seen the truth, I became an angry vegan. The stages of veganism.
We've done that.
So I was an angry vegan, so I was putting up, why are you lot doing this? Why are you lot doing that? And people would fire, well, what about protein? Where are you going to get your protein from? So then I'd start Googling, where do I get all my protein from? Oh, beans have got shitloads of protein. Oh, these have got loads of protein. Oh, wow. So then I'd type back.
Yeah.
Then I get another question. You know, we've got incisors. We've got incisors. Yeah. I've actually done a video where I've tried ripping open a PVC chair with my sharp incisors, and I failed miserably because you can't do it because that's not what it's made for. They display teeth. That's all they are. Yeah. That's what they are. Gorillas have them for.
They can't do much.
You're not there.
We're not there for that. Yeah.
No.
Can't rip open a piece of rock.
So I started doing that, and then.
And your knowledge grew from that.
Yeah.
So you even
because what happens is you refine your answers because you repeat them, you refine them down because you get sick of going a long way. So then when you refine your answers and you ask me a question, why did you do this? And I go bang, 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 bang. It's more believable. Yeah. Not that it's not the truth. Yeah. But when it's delivered in a concise way, you're more believable. Yeah. Because people will question it because you can Google anything and get the opposite to what you've been given in the first place. You know, is meat bad for you? And then someone can go on Google, is meat bad for you? And you can get 100. No, by the meat and egg and dairy industry telling you how good they are for you. Yeah. But
that's one thing I learned actually through university is actually we can't even trust these papers because a lot of them were funded. I like Dr. Greger who talks about this.
Yeah, that's right.
He taught me about critical thinking. And university did as well, but even the university, I was like, when I was reading through these papers, I was like, look who's funding these studies. And like even there was certain aspects of my studies.
This is the thing, this is what I mean, and I soak things up like a sponge because of my ADHD. I've always learned by watching and looking, and so if I'd had YouTube in my youth, I would have been a completely different person. I would have been doing all sorts, playing the guitar, singing, doing it. Yeah, so, but I watched Vegan Gains and he explained one study. Now, this is the one that did it for me, and which is why I'm very careful about studies. So he explained the egg industry study where they said that eggs don't raise your cholesterol, right? Yeah. Now, what they did on that study, and it was funded by the egg industry, what they did was they got people whose cholesterol was high, and they gave them extra eggs every day, and the cholesterol didn't rise. But what people don't realise, or people do realise, is that your cholesterol curves. It's a parabolic curve, so it doesn't jump up.
Yeah.
So they could eat 50 eggs a day, and the cholesterol would not rise because it's going to stick at that point then at the highest level, the dangerous level. Whereas if me and you were given 3 or 4 eggs a day extra, or 1 egg a day, 1 egg a week, our cholesterol would shoot. Yeah. Because it's quite obvious when you look at it, but when you see the studies out there, we gave 500 people extra eggs and their cholesterol didn't rise. You would believe that. So eggs aren't bad for you.
Yeah, and that's where they confuse people. They're good. They stick to what they've always done.
I remember putting on Facebook before I was vegan about margarine. Oh, margarine's only 1 molecule away from plastic. You should eat real butter.
Yeah.
Butter's good for you.
I know.
It's like, wow, was I really sort of talking about that? But,
but we've all done it. We've all done it. And when you start digging, like you say, when you're on that path of digging, you start to see the truth and the myths, and it goes even further. It goes even deeper. And it's one of those you can't feel like you can't shut that off. Yeah. And that's where you went on to actually speaking up more for the animals, so started to do the activism. So what happened then was I'm a struggling actor as well, as you know, and I was on an app called Star Now, which is where you go when you first start out acting, and you get student movies and stuff like that. But occasionally there's little gems on there. There's little advertisement of something really good, where they it's called street casting, where they find someone real for something, like for a documentary. And so I saw this advert for opinionated vegans wanted for TV show. Because previously I'd applied for Bear Grylls, The Island,
as a vegan, and
that would have been interesting.
I did get first reserve, and I was about to go, but this guy changed his mind and decided he was going to go on. But yeah, I think it was a bit of a risk, me as a vegan, going on there.
Yeah.
So I'm on this app, and I see this advertisement. So I enters it. I sends off my CV and said, yeah, I'm an opinionated vegan. This is me. I had to do a short video. Hello, my name is Dan. I'm from Manchester. I'm a vegan. Blah blah blah. And I got a phone call back, and then I can't really talk about the process, but over the year I had more and more chats with them as they sussed me out and asked me certain questions, and then they said, yeah, fine, you're coming on the show. And basically what it was called Veganville, and I think you can get it on YouTube. If you search out Veganville, all one word, there's 4 episodes, and it was the first ever vegan TV show that went on BBC TV.
Wow.
It was on BBC 2 and BBC 1, so if you're not from the UK, that is the government sort of funded main TV station on British TV, so it gets to people whether they like it or not. You know, it's on your TV. And the premise was, we were in a farming town called Merthyr Tydfil in South Wales, and we had to try and turn as many people vegan in as many ways possible.
Wow.
And see the results. Now, that's where I first met Joey Carbstrong. He was on there. He was one of the contributors on there. So there was 5 of us living in a house, 5 vegans, and there was a manufacturer, there was a girl who worked in a burger van with her mum, and Corinne Sutton, who you may know. You may have heard of Corinne Sutton. He's in Miami. He's a vegan trainer, vegan bodybuilding trainer. So he came over from the US as well, and that's when I started doing. I did my first Cube of Truth. I did my first vigil.
Yeah.
I started talking to people. So that's where I sort of cut my teeth for activism. And then after that, Joey Carbstrong was producing a film, and I was protesting outside, doing vigils outside Tulip Meats in Ashton-under-Lyne, where they kill 3,000 pigs every day, baby pigs every day. And we were doing vigils, and I found out that they wanted staff in there. So I mentioned this, and Joey said, well, I'm doing a film, would you go in? We'll sort you out cameras and stuff. And that was the start of the documentary Pignorant.
How many went in to do
the
cover? Just you?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just you that filmed it all?
No, I didn't film it all. No.
Okay.
No, so what I did, I went in to suss it out.
Yeah, okay.
And I went in there to see if I could get cameras in the gas chamber.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I did get a camera, and I climbed down inside the gas chamber, but they leave the gas in, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I started going dizzy, and I nearly killed myself, so I climbed out really quickly. And once I left there, because I couldn't hack it, after 3.5 weeks, I just walked out, I couldn't hack it. I said, sorry, this isn't for me, I'm going. And like, they're used to people going out of the doors because it's horrible.
It's sick, it's a sick place. I always think that mentally it can't be good. Well, energetically, generally, for good. They say actually they've noticed patterns of if there's abuse in the family. Yeah. They see what their jobs they do.
Oh, they were awful in there.
And a lot of them are working in the abattoirs.
Yeah, PTSD.
PTSD,
definitely. Yeah, they're not. But a lot. I mean, it's funny, you know, you say that, but a lot of the people who went working there were out of work chefs.
Yeah, wow.
Because they've got the skills.
Yeah.
And it's well paid. It's better paid than somebody going cleaning toilets or something like that, or just working in a shop.
God, but mentally, that cannot be good for you, can it?
No, it can't. It wasn't good for me, mate.
In this particular, putting them all into a gas chamber.
Yeah. But that's all automated. But you need to watch Pignorant, people. Go on Amazon Prime, watch Pignorant. It's not as graphic. There's a few graphic things in there, but you can turn your eyes away at those points. You will realise when it's going to happen. But it's a really good story, and it's really informative. It will arm you to the teeth with evidence to, not only on DEFRA, on the RSPCA, how bad they are, and the whole system, which people didn't know. People thought gas chambers went with the Nazis, but
you think they'd gone, I know.
No, they're alive and well. 98% of the pigs in the UK are gassed before they're stabbed in the throat.
That amount?
So,
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, most chickens are gassed.
Sick. Yeah.
So that's the story so far.
Where you're at now with things? What's the plans?
So I left my channel alone for a while because I was big man from the north, hard as nails, bold as brass, but you get trolled to hell, and it does get to you. Yeah. It does get to you.
You're not invincible.
You're not invincible.
You're not a robot.
And when you get people, I mean, trolling. I've talked about this before. trolls are your friends because they're the ones who are listening. All right, they're typing horrible things to you, they're saying horrible things to you, but you're going to get, you've got a chance of getting through to them.
Yeah.
People who watch stuff and then quietly walk away and you never see again, you're never going to get them vegan. You're never going to get them vegan.
It's the ones that
so
are
it's the trolls who are listening.
It is.
They're interested. You know,
you're planting seeds.
You're planting seeds. So yes, you will get them that way. So, but yeah, it does get to you. So I did leave YouTube alone for a while. I got my ADHD diagnosis last year, so I'm coming to terms with that.
Can't believe only last year. Crazy.
Last year, I'm 56 years old and I got my diagnosis last year. And I'm coming to terms with that. I'm going through a bit of a grieving process with that because it's what ifs and what haves. What could have happened to me if it had been diagnosed when I was young. Yeah. You know, it's quite emotional, really. It really chokes me up thinking about it, about how things could have been. Yeah. You know,
not knowing why.
But it was, you know, suicidal thoughts. I've never had a job for more than 2 years straight since I left school. Yeah. You know, wondering why people get angry with me. Lots of things. So I've had to deal with all that. Pignorant came out, so I've got loads of people sort of, you know, congratulating me and all this, which I hate. I don't like it. Right, okay. Yeah, it's cringy. For someone who's trying to get into acting. Yeah. Then my acting career as well. So, yeah,
it's a lot in it.
It's a lot to be doing, plus my day job, trying to pay the bills, you know. So, so this is like, coming here is like, apart from this bit.
I was just going to say.
Apart from this bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm stepping back away from animal rights at the moment. I'm going to concentrate on my acting career. Yeah. Because, I mean, it sounds shitty, but if people see this vegan animal rights things, it can put people off. Yeah. There's no denying that. We've got to be real. We've got to be truthful with ourselves. People see it and they think, oh, he's just a troublemaker. We don't want him on set. You know, the guy who did Avatar. He's fully vegan, you know, but he ain't coming to me for a role too soon, but you never know. But those type of people, James Cameron, you know, those type of people, Ricky Gervais is vegan, he might come to me, but the thing is, you see, it's the rest of them who are not in with all this, and it might, so yeah, I'm not throwing the animals underneath the bus. I still do my TikToks. TikTok is a really good way to do activism. You get to non-vegans quite quickly there, so that is one that I'm carrying on. I still do my Instagram, Danny Sheppard, but I don't put as much on there. But with this video and with what I'm going to record here in Thailand, I am going to start my YouTube channel off again, and I'm going to start posting occasional videos once every couple of weeks. Yeah,
I mean, like inspiring, like, because you are an inspiring person, and talking about your ADHD as well, and that, how it's, because I'm always looking for gifts, and I think even though you've gone through what you have, there's gifts in it to maybe get you up to where this point is.
Yeah, of course,
And look where you've created.
I mean,
phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. Phenomenal. And I do thank ADHD for the fact that I walked into an audition with no training whatsoever and got a lead role. You know, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that if I'd have been neurotypical. I would have been like, oh no, I'm not doing that. But I was like, oh, adrenaline, dopamine. Let's go in. Let's do it. So yeah, I found out that I had a talent. I wouldn't have done the Pignorant filming, gone into the slaughterhouse had I not had ADHD. Yeah,
and this is just the start, because when did that come out?
The last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I thought so. It's recent.
Yeah, it's
brand new. Blown up, because even I've just witnessed it. So now this is a start. This is things to come. And I do feel like we look back and we're like, why did that happen? And I'm now in that mode of, it's happening for me, not to me. And it's a great perspective. I like to look at life like that, because definitely we can feel like, look back and have these, the pains of what could have been. But look at what you are creating and what you've done. And you're an incredible person, and I'm excited. That's why we can end on in this, what the future holds for you. So you're going to continue, obviously, helping.
I'll never stop. I mean, I'll never stop.
I'll never stop.
Forever. I mean, I can't stop. I mean, I've talked to people before, you know. I've talked to people just in the street, you know. I've been sat in the gym, and some guy who's about 25 stone has sat down, and I'm like, are you trying to lose weight, mate? And he says, yeah. And I'm, well, can I tell you a diet that you can eat all you want and you're guaranteed to lose weight? And the ears prick up, and I go, whole food plant-based diet, mate.
Amazing. Yeah.
Eat as much as you want and you will lose weight.
I promote. Yeah, no restriction.
And it's like glassed over, but
Yeah.
You know, it's always going to be there.
Plant a seed. It's just planting
I'll
them, isn't
never
it?
ever stop advocating. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not at the front line as much, and I may do that. I may get a calling to do that again. But I think everybody needs to. I just want people to go vegan.
Yeah.
Stop eating animals, right? Okay, that's my goal. Anything above that is a bonus. If I get them to wear a t-shirt, yes, brilliant. If I get them to be anonymous on social media, do it. Go on. You don't have to show your face. Just repost other vegan stuff.
Yeah.
No other vegan will worry about you posting their stuff on social media. In fact, they'll relish it. They'll love it. You know, just give them a mention.
Yeah.
Stickers, chalks.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff you can do. Just do it. You know, but. Being vegan, that's the baseline goal that I'm after everybody doing.
It's incredible, and what you can do from that, people don't feel like they're doing enough. Just being yourself, who you are, vegan, is sharing that with others naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're naturally going to talk about it. So even just doing that is a great goal to have.
I mean, I'm 56 years old. I'm running around like a kid.
I'm just going to say, you've got
trees.
so much energy. You look good. Your physique's great. It just shows you. And how often are you training? Because you do look buff.
I've not trained for the last 3 months.
Wow, that's incredible.
I just don't.
And you find you pick it up a lot quicker as well when you get back into the training.
Definitely.
Like, you don't feel as, you know, when you used to eat, because I do feel with eating animals, like, it slows us down.
My last meal was spaghetti bolognese with a pound of mincemeat, because I used to eat big. I used to eat really big. And I'll tell you 2 things I did which were amazing, right? So when I had that last meal, I sat and thought, how do I feel? And I felt hot, sweaty, and so I didn't want to move.
Yeah.
And then I stopped eating sugar for a while. This is before I went vegan. I stopped eating sugar.
Yeah.
And I actually filmed myself eating one of those strawberry cream cakes full of sugar.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not joking, it was like having the most lethal cocaine you could ever have in life.
Yeah.
And my eyes and my pupils just went woof. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I used
that's
to get
amazing.
Headaches. Did you ever suffer headaches?
I suffer headaches with ADHD anyway.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
so I get them anyway,
really
so I can never distinguish where it's from.
But I bet it helps. You know, if you eat more raw living foods, I bet that will help.
She's starting on me now, folks. She's starting on me.
It's a natural thing.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
Of the process, I do feel like you said, once you go on this path and you start digging, it's like, I do see everyone going more and more. Like, you've already done the juices anyways. And I do feel people coming back full circle, even if it's not whole raw. It's like a lot more.
I mean, I do eat a lot of fake meats.
Yeah,
mock meats, and I would love to do more raw, and I think I will do. I think I will do if I get access to better.
Like when you're doing juice, with the UK. So that challenge is, you do your best. I went to wholesalers, just get things that are in season, and just start your day off with fruit raw.
I mean, I did watch this bodybuilder, and it's a really old video. And he was a raw vegan bodybuilder, and one of his meats that he called his meats was live peanuts and raisins, and he blended them together and made cakes out of them.
Yeah.
And that's what he ate, but he made sure the peanuts were alive.
Yeah.
They were sort of sprouting.
Sprouted, yeah.
So, and he hardly went to the gym, and he was amazing, his body physique. So I do understand it, and I do understand how it all works.
I love seeing people that are showing what's possible, like even fruitarians, like the Lee, like there's Ted Carr, there's Shane Sterling, there's Eli. He's got, you want to watch his Free Melon Society, Elon Mata is amazing. He's a stuntsman,
right?
And he's lean,
right?
Looks incredible, and they just eat fruit. I like watching those that are showing what's possible, like people would think this impossible.
Yeah.
So that's where you start, like you've got a curious mind. You're like,
yeah, of course,
like, really?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to try it. I was like, okay, am I going to be weaker at the gym if I go more fruit? And I'll go 100% raw? I'm gonna lose my gains.
Yeah.
Totally opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what I love sharing about it, showing people what you can, not just look, but feel good. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Is looking, because you can get the opposite, you know.
I mean, like I said earlier, right? I was a bad boy. I used to use steroids. I used to look amazing.
Yeah.
I looked amazing. People used to look up to me.
Your health.
But I didn't. It looks healthy.
Yeah, but
it's superficial, but it's not.
Yeah.
You're what healthy looks like.
Yeah.
You know, healthy on the outside and inside.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, I always talk about my nails. My nails grow like hell.
Yeah, you have got long nails.
They just grow like hell. I'm just sick of cutting them. The difference between when I went vegan, I used to cut my hair like once every month and a half, you know, shave it.
Yeah.
Now I'm shaving it every couple of weeks.
Wow,
everything grows quicker.
Yeah.
Everything's,
Yeah,
you know,
sign of
you
health.
can tell. It's just like my nails. It's just,
Yeah.
you can tell straight away.
Yeah, it's nature's food.
Yeah.
Get back to so the way I live. I loved what you said earlier. Do you know about certain things you look at nature, or would you do that?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there's a certain. But I just generally how I look into okay, what would they do in nature? What would we do? As closest to nature as possible.
Yeah.
And if. So we did have a cut out. We don't know what exactly happened, but it cut out on the best bits. But you know, all of it's got great nuggets. But we was talking about how I look when I'm eating foods now, and how I make it so simple because I'm all about simplicity. I want to live my life simplistic. I go to nature. I go, what would nature do? It's like when an animal's sick, they fast. So same for me. If I'm sick, I fast. And if I'm eating simple foods, sugar, which is from fruits, carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, that's what I eat. And that's what my body feels best on, and what I see most when they get out of their way, they go back to the basics.
What about that idea? What is it? Starve the flu, feed the cold, or feed the flu, starve the cold.
Any sickness, to be honest, is best to simple is better.
Yeah,
Minimal food coming in. It's all about elimination.
Mm-hmm.
So, you did mention about the cavemen, like the ideology of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we've talked about this before with the gym bros and all this stuff, and they talk about the cavemen, and there's been it's just reminded me actually. There's been some studies now because what happened was when we looked at the cavemen. I mean, we've talked before about hunter-gatherers it being the other way around. It's gatherer-hunters because they're not going to go hunting unless it's a last resort. And like the cavemen, you can imagine the caveman sat there, and he's sat there with berries on the trees, and he's sat underneath an apple tree. His missus comes out and says, "Right, come on, get out there and get hunting. Get me some meat." And why would you go and expend that energy of running through the wilds with your little poisoned arrow? Because that's how they used to do it with these little bows and arrows. They used to fire it, and they still do it today. Hunter-gatherers today still do it today. They fire the arrow, injures the animal, and then they track it. For it can be days before the animal drops, because we're not carnivores. We're not built to attack animals. In fact, they kick our asses. And most of the animals that we go for, so they chase it down. So why would our ancestors to go and do that when they sat underneath? Then you'd say, "Sod off, love. You know, I'm sat here with apples and berries and." What
we're saying is the abundance.
Yeah, the abundance is there. So we're lazy. Men are lazy. And this is why we're so inventive as a sex, because we're lazy. So we like to make things easier for ourselves, and that's why we're so inventive. I don't think the hunter-gatherers of this world would go running through the forests and jungles when there's food right there in front of us. You know.
The biggest one, isn't it, is like, do we really need it for survival?
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's that was for me turned a lot for me. I was like, that does make sense.
I mean, it's amazing what people would do for survival. I mean, there's I've seen something on TV about these hunter-gatherers, and they actually go and steal lions' kills in front of the lions, and what they do is they walk through a stride, and they walk with purpose. And I've forgotten who it was who was with them, but you've actually got to walk towards these lions like that, all in a line, and it spooks the lions, and the lions leg it.
Yeah.
They grab as much meat as they can, because after a while the lions are like, "Oh, hold on a minute, it's not just one big massive these eyes looking at me. It's these weak little humans all mixed up. But no, we'll go back and get them now." Yeah. So they grab the meat and run. You know, so it's amazing what you will actually do when the alternative is death. You know.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the studies they've done. They've managed to do soil samples now, because all that was left from Neanderthal man and from ancient man was bones, because bones don't deteriorate as quickly as plant matter. Mm-hmm. So, but what they've been able to do, and this study's out there now, is they've done studies on the soils, and there's a lot more plant matter there than originally thought, and they've now come to the conclusion that they were 60-70% plant-based cavemen anyway, which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Makes sense
it does,
because meat doesn't give you energy.
Yeah.
Meat. these people
slow you
were
down.
these people were moving around all the time. They moved with the seasons. You know, they
Yeah.
go to the coast at certain times. They go to rivers to fish. They follow the fruits as they were ripening in certain areas. They travel south. They travel north. You can't do this on meat. You've got to do this on your fuel, which is carbohydrates. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
It's your fuel. You know. So yeah, there's a lot out there. About nature and what it really tells us, but of course we can twist nature to suit our manipulate it, and that's what they do, and that's what these adverts for meat, dairy, and eggs do. You know, it's all natural and all this stuff, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because like 70% of the crops grown on this planet are fed to farm animals. You know, not one single cow in the UK eats grass in the winter. Which is 6 to 7 months of the year. They're inside eating grain that farmers import to feed them.
Yeah.
Beef cattle don't grow big enough on grass. They've got to be fed cornmeal and all this stuff, so they grow quicker because it's all about profit and the margins are that tight.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's. I mean, even we were talking about chickens before. I've seen red jungle fowl over on the beach, and that's the natural chicken. Every single chicken that we consume at the moment comes from that one red jungle fowl.
Yeah.
You know, but we've bastardised it over selective breeding over the years to that the equivalent, if a human grew as quickly as these broiler chickens grow, an infant baby, would be 25 stone within 6 weeks. That's how quickly these chickens grow.
It's scary. I've
it's
seen
scary.
the growth.
Yeah, and the legs can't hold their own weight. You know, so. And it's all about profit. It's all about the dough. It's all about the dollar. You know.
We've lost touch.
There's nothing we eat that is natural.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I know.
Not one cow. Do you know why sheep have to be sheared? Did you ever know that? Why do sheep have to be sheared?
Well, the flies, isn't it?
The sheep have to be sheared, right? Because natural sheep, the natural animal that sheep derive from, shed the wool.
Oh, naturally.
Naturally. But we've selectively bred sheep to have more folds in the skin.
Oh, okay.
So now they get more wool.
I thought you meant for me, but it's the wool.
It's the wool. Because wool's not a major thing now. It's not. It was a major part of a farmer's sort of income, the wool, because we made everything cotton and wool, didn't we? The Industrial Revolution was driven by the cotton industry, but wool was the main one before that. So of course it makes sense, but what happens is it's always a gamble to shear a sheep too early, because if you shear a sheep too early, they die from exposure. You know, if you do it too late, they die from over. You know, so there's a lot of problems with it. So all these animals. What I'm trying to say is all these animals are not natural beings.
We've changed them. Totally.
We've changed them. Horses,
like
everything.
Like the dogs, domestication.
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just had a breed of dog banned. The American.
A pit bull.
Yeah, it's I forgot what it's called, but we just had that banned because apparently they're more aggressive and they can't be controlled. So there's a lot going on with, and breeders are inherently wrong as well. Dog breeders. This is why we don't advocate to buy dogs from breeders, because a lot of them are unlicensed and unregulated, and you can see what happens when deformities. The deformities with your dogs.
Sadly, disabled dogs.
That happens all the time, but unfortunately they got rescued. These dogs just get put in a bag and sent to the bottom of a river somewhere, you know, or just euthanized and buried somewhere out of the way, because that's the way we treat it. Yeah.
All what boils down to is just the exploitation.
The exploitation, and it's not nature.
It's not.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so far away from that.
I mean, people talk about it like in the. You're all non-vegans are always going to find these little grey areas and oddities. So they'll talk about these people hunting in Canada. Well, these people have got no other choice. There's thousands of miles between them and the local shop. Yeah. They'll go and hunt a deer. Yeah. But if everybody on this planet hunted their own meat, we would need 3 or 4 planet Earths to provide enough animals. We're breeding 85 billion land animals a year just to feed 7 billion humans. We're growing enough food to feed 85 billion land animals just to feed 7 billion humans.
Yeah.
The maths just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
All that food, yet there's people starving.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's all about status. I mean, the reason we eat meat, breakfast, dinner, lunch and dinner is because we're emulating the rich, the nobility in the UK.
Yeah, that's
because we didn't have access to meat. We could, but you'll notice.
It was a luxury, wasn't it?
Well, there's towers in the UK all over, and the towers for the gamekeepers, who used to watch out for us, the serfs, going sneaking and shooting a hog or a deer for our own survival, because we weren't allowed that. So once it became accessible to us all, then we've gorged on it. It's gone out of hand again.
Yeah, gluttony.
Gluttony.
Crazy times. But so to end then. So how can people find you? Like what you're doing? Your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So if you go on Danny_Shepp on Instagram, you can find me there. It's a bit more on the acting side of things that are going on there now, but it will give you access to my YouTube channel, which is Grumpy Vegan Grandad on YouTube.
Why did that name Grumpy Vegan Grandad? What?
Why? Because my granddaughter named it me. Because when my granddaughter comes round, none of my family are vegan, by the way. There's only me vegan in my whole family. I'd say, why are you eating Peppa Pig? Why are you doing this? You know, why are you giving her that? Why are you giving her milk from a cow? That's not even our species. Why are you doing that? And she said, Grandma. And her grandma said, what? And she said, why is Grandad always grumpy? Is it because he's vegan? And that was like, Grumpy Vegan Grandad, that's me. Yeah, that's it.
That's a good one. It's catchy.
Yeah. So that's on there, and I think it's Grumpy Vegan G-Dad on TikTok, because I've been banned about 3 times now because telling people the truth.
Sadly.
They don't like the truth on TikTok. So I'm on there, and Facebook is Danny Sheppard, but I don't really do a lot of activism on there now. I am sort of, like I said before, I'm chasing my acting career now. I'm concentrating on that because that's my focus, that's my passion, as well as the veganism, but I want to move into that, and if I can get into that and get some sort of notoriety or fame out of it, I can use that as a platform then to push the veganism and influence people a bit more successfully. I should say.
Exciting.
Get more of an audience.
For your journey, your next chapter.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Been on lots. Just name a few things that you have been in.
Coronation Street, Brassic. You can watch me on One Day at a Time, which is about the 12-step program for alcoholics.
Wow.
That's on Amazon Prime. The Series of Light, where I played a closet gay guy who takes a rent boy into a hotel room, then dies on the job, has a heart attack on the job, and it's about this rent boy's sort of what he does. I won't give any spoilers, but I did a few things that scared me, like he was my first ever screen kiss. So I've done quite a lot, but I'm just hoping it goes further. And if there's any casting directors out there or directors, I'm here. Get me while I'm cheap, because when I'm famous, I'm going to be charging a lot more. You know what I mean?
Plug it. Love it. Well, wish you all the success. I really do. And
thank you. And if all else fails, I'm coming here, and I'll come and work for you here. Quite happily. Yeah.
It's not going to fail. You're going to be amazing. And remember us.
I will.
Remember us when you make
I will.
it.
I'll be a regular visitor.
When, not if.
Yeah, exactly. It's always if. Always if.
So we always end my videos on the interviews with be, feel, and stay Rawlicious. So we say be, feel, stay Rawlicious, and we do a little kiss.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right. Be what?
Be, feel. We'll do it together. Be, feel, stay Rawlicious.
Be, feel, stay Rawlicious.
Thank you. You're a good sport. I love it. I could talk to you all night.